A new era has finally arrived. We are here at Hockenheim, Germany for race 1 of the inaugural Nations Cup Season 1 on F1 2016. It is great to be bringing this, guys. I just want to quickly say a massive thank you to everybody who has supported this series, guys, when I announced it a few days ago. But anyway, let's crack on with the qualifying, and it was a very close qualifying. The whole field, as you will see, covered by only 5.5 tenths there, but Sebastian Vettel snatched pole from his teammate Pascal Wehrlein, which means Vettel will get the 2 bonus points to kickstart his championship off for Team Germany. Bottas will land at P3 with Lewis Hamilton for Team GB in P4. Then we've got Kimi Raikkonen, Felipe Nasr for Brazil, Alonso for Spain, Jarno Trulli in 8th, Grosjean 9th, Antonio Giovinazzi for Team Italy lines up in P10, with Jenson Button, who I will be driving for in this series, in P11. I forgot to mention that in the episode a few days ago, but we are driving as the Englishman of Jenson Button. Carlos Sainz lines up P12 for Team Spain, with Stoffel Van Dorn in 13th, with Massa, Sergio Perez, Daniel Ricciardo, Max Verstappen for Team Netherlands up to P17, Esteban Ocon in P18 for Team France, and then Esteban Gutierrez in P19. Will Power in 20th in his first experience really of driving at Hockenheim, with Jerome D'Ambrosio in 21st place, and Nick de Vries will complete the 22-man field for Team Netherlands. Only 5.5 tenths. It is extremely close between all the guys here, which is really good to see. The tyres are on your screen, guys, which the drivers can use throughout the entire race as well. But it is now time to head to the track for the feature race, for the first race of the inaugural Nations Cup here at Hockenheim. And it's race time. We are here for race 1 of 2 in the first meeting of the Nations Cup here at the Hockenheim circuit in Germany. And it's going to be an absolute belter. From the times we saw in qualifying, it is very close between all 22 drivers as they want to cement their supremacy after the first race weekend here. So the first race, the feature race, 34 laps around this track, and then later we'll have the sprint race, which will be coming onto the channel, guys, tomorrow evening. So you do not want to miss out on that one, guys. So if you do want to follow the Nations Cup, you can follow the spreadsheet in the description, guys, and also in the comments as well by the pinned comment. And also subscribe as well if you want to be keeping an eye on your favourite team in this Nations Cup here. So we're into the formation up then. The drivers are off and away. And if you guys do not know, we are driving as Jenson Button for Team UK. As you guys know, I'm an Englishman, so I had to pick between Hamilton or Button. And in the poll that I put up ages ago for a sneak preview of this mod, you guys overwhelmingly voted for Jenson Button, and it is fitting because he is not in F1 no more, and we are running his very special helmet that he ran in Abu Dhabi in the 2016 race in real life. So I thought it would be a nice fitting way to drive as Jenson. This could be the last time I will drive for him in this game. So we are now lining up on the grid then in 11th place on the grid, only about 2-3 tenths off the pole time. So any one of these guys you see here could win this race. It could be a chaotic one. We are about to find out for the first race of the Nations Cup, the feature race. 34 laps as I mentioned. Everyone is ready to go then for this one. The lights are coming on right now. Charlie's given the call. It is now time to launch the Nations Cup. The lights are out and away we go here for the feature race, and it's a poor start from us, unfortunately. So we're going to get a lot of wheel spin. We dropped to 12th from Carlos Sainz, making the move on us at turn 1. Giovinazzi as well doing a good job there in P10 for Team Italy, the young team in the field here. As we're going to go side by side with Sainz going in to turn 2. We're going to go around the outside of Sainz and maybe a cheeky move on Giovinazzi. I think his teammate there has made a mistake there, Marsilio, and he's actually dropped now to 10th place. We're into the points already. And we're going to get a bit of slipstream from Romain Grosjean from Team France's car there. But look at the slipstream we've got on Grosjean down the inside. Thank you very much. We move up to P8 then as there's some gaggle going up ahead between Nasr, Alonso and Hamilton. Hamilton's actually made a mistake, it seems, and it slows the field down. We're going to try and get past Raikkonen, and Alonso going to the next corner, just nowhere to go. Had to take the grass to avoid any action. There's yellow flags out behind, and Massa for Team Brazil is out, and also Max Verstappen as well for Team Netherlands. I don't know what happened there, but we are going to see the footage very shortly, but it is chaotic. First lap here, we're going to try and go on the inside of Raikkonen and Alonso, but we do the same thing and back out of it as they go side by side, Alonso and Raikkonen in the stadium section, and they're still going to go side by side, so we have to just stay put for the time being. We don't want to be very aggressive at the start there, and Grosjean's up to 9th now, so All hell has broken loose in this first race there, but Vettel for Team Germany on home soil will take the lead of this race here at Hockenheim. But what a start this has been for the launch of the Nations Cup here in the feature race. Lots of stuff happens, and here is the replay then of the start, and you can see where it kicked off there. We see, I think this is Team Australia actually, trying to go down the inside of Massa, and Massa just gets clipped from behind. I think it was Will Power, and that did not really go well for him, and it collected Max Verstappen unfortunately in the process. So it's a bit of a shame that happened, but things like this will happen in this series. But anyway, we're going to move back to lap 4 of this race, and we're in P6 right now, as we've got Felipe Nasr, Massa's teammate, flying the solo flag for Brazil in this race now, since Massa retired. But the gap is 3.3 seconds. We are on the mediums, remember. I forgot to mention this at the start of the race, that we've got the mediums, the soft and the super soft tyre for this race weekend in the sprint, in the feature race. And the sprint race will have the same features as well of tyre compound. So we're in a bit of a gaggle here of a super soft train sandwich right now. We've got the top 5 on super softs, and we've got the rest of the field behind also on the super soft tyre. We're on to lap 6, we're up to P5 because Vettel pitted from the lead on the end of lap 5. But we're going to be under pressure here from a few people here. As you can see, Raikkonen's only 4 tenths behind. He's going to have DRS on us, and unfortunately he will get past us with the straight line speed of that finished car. He gets past easily, but we're thinking, now we're not going to have this. We're going to try outbrake him, go round the outside of him at the hairpin there. We're going to go side by side, try and get the better traction on him, as his super softs will probably be at the edge of deterioration really, and he just gets the better grip. But he's made a mistake there, and we're going to have the inside for the Mercedes grandstand section. We're going to hold it there, a little bit of oversteer as when we clip the curb there, just unsettles the car. We lose position to both Raikkonen and Stoffel van Dorn, and we drop to P7. And now Sainz wants to have a cheeky move down the inside into the stadium section, but he decides to back out of it, and we just hold on to P7 for the time being. But absolute craziness right now. These cars are a bit slower, I will say, compared to normal 2016 cars, I believe. As we see, Hamilton's in the pits, and I think that's Raikkonen as well in the pits as well. So we're going to move up a few positions here, as I think Van Dorn will move up to P3 in this race, make it P2. We've ran one at turn 1 though. We're going to try and come back on the track safely, which we have done. Not deploy the DRS straight away, and Sainz will have the inside line for us into turn 2. And we're going to try and hold it around the outside of him. We have done just about there. And we've done pretty well to hold on there, but we're going to be side by side with Carlos Sainz then. And I think Sebastian Vettel's in all this as well. And he's gone through, and we've been clipped from behind. I think Sainz clipped the side of us there. We hit the wall, but Vettel there is in the wall as well. And he's actually out of this race as well, is Sebastian Vettel. So the race leader is out, and the virtual safety car makes its first appearance of the series already. And that was a bit chaotic there. We'll have to check the footage to see who was at blame for that. And I want you guys in the comments below to give your thoughts on who was to blame for this, or was it a racing incident in this one. So we're going to confirm our tyre strategies very quickly and go on to that same tyre strategy. So we're going to pit the end of the lap. But here is the footage, and we're going to be rerunning it back from when we made the went wide at turn 1 here. So you can see we run wide. We see Sainz on the inside there, so we're going to give him a bit of space there going into turn 2. And he outbrakes us actually going into this corner, but we're going to hold it nicely around the outside on Carlos Sainz. And literally out of nowhere, you're going to see right now, Team Mexico car Gutierrez just comes out of nowhere, I think, or Perez, I'm not sure who it is. But then here comes Sebastian Vettel, and it was actually Sainz clipping the side of our car. We get swerved round, and unfortunately, as you can see, as we're going to rewind the back footage, and as you can see, just nowhere to go really, and it's a shame that happened. We were lucky to avoid getting any more damage than an end plate there, so Vettel unfortunate there. But we just about make it into the pits here as the virtual safety car ends, so it's a bit unfortunate, but we have to take it due to the fact of we're going to lose a lot of downforce through the track here. So we're going to make our way for our first pit stop then of the race at the end of lap 7, so a few laps earlier than usual, but we have to take it anyway. We're going to jump onto a set of soft tyres then in this one, with maybe going only one more stop as well, so we could try and do a 2-stopper here if we can really preserve these soft tyres as long as possible. We're going to drop down to P18 unfortunately because of this incident we had with Carlos Sainz and Sebastian Vettel, so not what we wanted, but we've got to take it on the chin and focus on trying to get back into the points. That's our only thing now we can focus on, and if that's not out of the question, maybe go for the cheeky fastest lap bonus point that we may get in this race, but we'll have to wait and see. We're going to go on to lap 12 then. There's a few people in the pits, so we're going to gain a few positions here, which is what we want, as we've got Romain Grosjean for Team France as well, and Fernando Alonso for Team Spain. So we're up to P16 right now, as these guys are on their second stops, I believe. Well, we've only done one there, as we were on the medium to start off with on there. So we're going to try and get some slipstream then from Alonso's car, but Grosjean's going to get a good run on us as well. Even with DRS, the French car is just too quick in a straight line. I'm going to go side by side with Grosjean into the hairpin. Alonso's made a mistake, braking a little bit early for the hairpin there, but we're going to hold it around the outside on Grosjean. Just about there, just checking behind, we're completely through, and we hold on just to P16 in this race right there. So lots and lots of action going on in this race here, and very, very close, I've got to say. Very close racing this is, very, very close, and that's what I want with this equal cars mod as well. So we're going to go on to lap 15 then, and you can see we're just about keeping it in within the limits there. Very tricky course this one, especially turn 1. If you run wide or even cut the inside line, you will get cemented with a penalty. So we've got to think about that during this race. And then we got a little bit of oversteer there. Just the tyres are starting to go off a little bit, the soft tyres. But Grosjean's going to come back on us here. And here comes Kimi Räikkönen, actually got out of nowhere. And he's going to go on the outside of both of us, actually. Räikkönen's on the inside line. Grosjean's on the outside. We're going to try and make it 3 wide, but we're going to just stay behind a little bit and try and get on the exit. But just the grip levels of Räikkönen and Grosjean just didn't really help him. Räikkönen, surprisingly, is on the super soft tyre, which is quite a surprise. We go into the back of Grosjean, not intentionally. Räikkönen runs wide, though, at the Mercedes grandstand. Grosjean checks up, and we're just like, thank you very much. We'll take those 2 positions, and we're up to P12 as Pascal Wehrlein leads this race then in Germany. So at least one German is going to win this race, potentially, than Sebastian Vettel, so it'll be a good start there. But on to lap 21, Räikkönen now sets the fastest lap at 17 flat. But look behind us, we're trying to hold on to these tyres to try and do one more pit stop in this race. And you can see we've got a massive train of cars here. And here comes Van Dorn down the inside. He's going to go with DRS, and he moves up to P7. Here comes Giovinazzi as well. He moves up to P8. And we're just sitting ducks really, but we're going to go down the inside of potentially both of them. We're not giving up this fight for P7 in this race, but Grosjean's going to try and get us there on exit, but we just get it done perfectly. We're going to confirm our tyres for the next pit stop. It does say super soft, but we're going to try and go as long as possible on the final stint to really try and move up into the points if we can. But look how close the field is here. There's about 8-9 cars in this train for me in 7th place. We're going to go on to the end of the lap then, and you can look at our tyres though on the left hand side, very bad, nearly on the verge of a puncture. So we make our move into the pit lane for our potential final stop of this race onto the soft tyre. I was debating the mediums, but it just wasn't worth it really. We're going to take a cheeky gamble here. We did 14 laps I think, or 13 laps on the soft tyre, so I think we could be capable of getting to the end of the race on these. But we'll wait and see, as there's a few more people in the pits. I think Grosjean was in as well for his final stop. He jumps onto the medium tyres. So very different strategies here from the teams, trying to outsmart the other one in terms of grip, but it all depends on the weather as well, as it has brightened up a little bit here at Hockenheim in this race. So we've only got 13 laps to go in this race of our feature race here, and Ricciardo's only 3 seconds up the road, but Grosjean here is going to do once again with his straight line speed, gets past us straight away, and we just can't do anything about that really. Just the straight line speed, as we're going to go side by side with Grosjean, and we get the move done. But Grosjean's coming back at us as Lewis Hamilton's in the pit lane. We're going to go side by side with Grosjean, and he gets us done round the outside there in straight line speed, and Grosjean moves up to 16th place in this one. So very good that from Grosjean. Just had to get past us because he is on a slower tyre than us. We just can't get these tyres up to temperature, unfortunately. But we're going to go on to lap 23, and we're right on the back of Grosjean once again, as we've got Nick de Vries to think about as well behind. He's only 1.9 seconds behind. We're going to go down the inside of Grosjean up to 15th place again. And we're not far off the points, and we know, I think some people have to make their final pit stops as well, so we can hold on these tyres. We could have a chance of a point at least, as Wehrlein moves on to lap 24 of this race. And we've got Gutierrez next then for Team Mexico, and he seems to be struggling, I think, on his mediums, because we are catching him at a fast rate here through each corner we're gaining and gaining and gaining, but Grosjean behind, also on the same tyre as Gutierrez, is actually catching us up. So we're in a bit of a sticky wicket right now, as we're catching up to the car ahead, but the car behind is right on our arse and wants to try and make the move on us very quickly, and Gutierrez goes very slowly through this final part of the lap, and it's holding us up a little bit. Not what we need actually, and Grosjean tries to go down the inside but backs out of it, but we get a good exit on Gutierrez. Down the inside we go, down the main straight towards turn 1. We outbrake him as well. Actually, I take that back, he outbrakes us, but we get it done. Here comes Ocon then down the coming out the pit lane, so we all have to stay single file at least, and we're up to P13 at least with 11 laps to go. But if I'm honest, I don't think we're going to be here, because I think Ocon will try and get past us quickly. He is on fresher soft tyres, and here he comes actually. He's going to go down the inside of us with the DRS. He moves up to P13 in this race. We drop to 14th place. We're going to try and get past him here once again down the inside, and he's actually going to get, and actually the virtual safety car is out. No idea why it came out. I did check the footage and nothing really happened, so I think it was just a slow car potentially caused it there. But the onto lap 26, when the VSC came in and ended, we still hold on to Ocon actually as we move on to lap 27 of this race, and we're only half a second ahead of Ocon. Raikkonen's 5.3 seconds up the road, of course, so I don't think we're going to be challenging Raikkonen in this race. He has been pretty quick during the middle stint of the race, was Raikkonen, so I don't think we're going to be challenging him anytime soon. But Ocon is still fighting with us, and you can see the cars behind as well. With this equal cars mod, it is very close in race pace between all of the 21 AI cars. But here comes Ocon, down the inside he goes on us with the DRS. He moves back up to 13th place. We're going to try and outsmart him here by doing an undercut, but Ocon gets a brilliant exit and will hold on his position of 13th place. We have to settle, unfortunately, for 14th place as it stands right now. But our tyres are going off very quickly, especially that lock-up is not going to help our cause, as Grosjean is right on the back of us. And I was thinking at this point, is it really worth staying out to the end of the race on the soft tyres? So I'm thinking here, is it possible to maybe go for a fastest lap maybe? But we'll wait and see, as we're on to lap 29 now, and now Ocon's completely gone ahead. But Romain Grosjean is still with us, and he's only 4 tenths behind, and he's going to get DRS. You guys know the draw right now, what's going to happen here. Here comes Grosjean down the outside, the inside actually, and moves up to P14. So we are dropping down the order now to 15th place. Nothing we can do. We tried to do a different strategy because of our calamities with Sebastian Vettel and Sainz. And we've got Will Power behind as well, who was caught up in that first lap incident. Paul's is doing a bit of a brilliant recovery actually, up in 16th place. We run wide, and this was the sign where I was thinking we are going to pit this lap, because we are not going to gain any points from this, but we are going to try and go for a cheeky double, double bonus points for fastest lap of the race. So we're going to be coming into the pits for a set of the super soft tyre and absolutely floor it and try and get at least 2 points there, which you get for a fastest lap as well. So we're going to go into the pits then for the final time of the race, and you may be thinking it's a bit stupid, but at this point I was thinking we're going to try and get at least some points on the board with that fastest lap. So into the pits we go then. Can the GB boys get us a good pit stop here is the question, and it's a lot better than the previous stops. It's a 2.1, not too bad for the team, and we're going to come out in 18th place, just ahead of Esteban Gutierrez. So I think he's made his final stop as well, as we got Ricciardo in 17th place. So it's not been the best of days for Team Australia. Obviously with Ricciardo in that team, you would expect at least one of them, because they've got Will Power as well, mainly Ricciardo, to be in the top 5 at least in this race. We're going to move on to that 31 as we've gone purple in the final sector, and we're going to try and absolutely floor it here and try and get a fastest lap. This was mainly the optimal lap before the tyres start to degrade, so this was a very crucial lap for me, as Pascal Wehrlein's already started lap 32. That's how ahead he is right now from us in 18th place here. So we're purple already in the first sector, so that's very encouraging signs for us at the minute, and we are just going to try and get past Ricciardo. I was trying to think really of get close to him, have a battle with him, leading to the final few laps of this feature race. And we've got to put our attentions now towards the sprint race, which will happen tomorrow, guys, on the channel. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see that sprint race, and share your favourite country down to the bitter end of this championship here. So we're going to continue on then into the middle sector, and we're just not purple in the middle sector, so not what I wanted to see, but I'm really going to push this car to its almighty limits right now, and just get a very nice exit then. Coming into the penultimate corner, we have a lock-up and we go wide as well, and that will not do the stewards any means necessary. So if this is the fastest lap, the stewards will be having a look at that, and it is indeed the fastest lap of the race there, 16.8. But I believe the stewards will be looking into that and will determine if I gain any advantage by going wide to get that fastest lap. So we'll have to wait and see to the end of the episode to see if we're going to get that fastest lap bonus points. So we'll have to wait and see. But we're really catching up then to Daniel Ricciardo in that Australia car, which has just been so disappointing to see for any Australian fans in the chat. So we'll have to wait and see as we move on to the penultimate lap of the race. We are right on him here. Get a beautiful run through turn 1, DRS enabled, and we're going to go down the inside of Ricciardo and move up to P17 we go. Just about as well. Give him enough space, get on the power straight away, and that is job done as Pascal Wehrlein is already on the final lap of the race. We are now on the final lap of our race, and I think Pascal Wehrlein is just coming into the stadium section for the final time, and all we can do now is just cruise, because you can see the fuel is not going to be enough to get us to the end of the race, of course, so definitely something we need to think about for future races. Pascal Wehrlein will be the first winner of the Nations Cup here for race 1, and does a fantastic job for Germany in its home territory of Hockenheim, so it's great to see. And we are just going to try and maybe not run out of fuel, but also defend from Ricciardo with this lean strategy. Ricciardo's on rich mix, he's going to be going for it as he wants to just make maybe a cheeky battle for the last few laps here, for the last few corners, sorry. And we're trying our best to defend from Ricciardo here, doing everything we can to hold on here. Our tyres are completely shot right now on the rears, so you may see me do some short shifts here just to reduce that traction on the rear. We're into the final sector, we're only half a second ahead of Ricciardo. Nick De Vries is only 6 seconds, but unless he has a blowout now, I don't think we're going to be catching him anytime soon. But we're coming into the last few corners then, we are starting to build a bit of a gap to Ricciardo. So I think we're going to hold on here for P17. Obviously we've got to keep an eye out for the stewards to see if we're going to get a penalty or our lap invalidated for the fastest lap award. So we'll have to wait and find out, but P17 it is. Not what we wanted, but it is what it is, guys, for this first race of the Nations Cup. So here then is the first official result of the Nations Cup here. The feature race as Pascal Wehrlein for Team Germany will win by over 12.5 seconds from Felipe Nasr for Brazil. Lewis Hamilton gets P3 for Team GB, along with Valtteri Bottas in P4, and Antonio Giovinazzi gets P5 for Team Italy. Stoffel van Dorn P6 for Team Belgium. Then it's the two Spain cars of Alonso and Carlos Sainz, with Jerome D'Ambrosio in P9. And Jarno Trulli gets the final points-paying position in P10, with Raikkonen just missing out in P11. But I'll go into him in a minute with the rest of the field on your screen right there, guys, with the retirements of Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen and Felipe Massa completing the whole field. But Raikkonen did get the fastest lap overall, as the stewards invalidated our fastest lap we got on lap 31, which meant that Raikkonen was the second quickest, so he gets the 2 points for the bonus of being the fastest man in the feature race. But that will wrap up the first race then, guys. We're going to look at the current standings as it is for the teams heading into the sprint race right now. And it's Team Germany leading the way then, heading into that sprint race with 27 points on the board. Team Brazil are lying in second on 18 points. And then Great Britain on 15 points, with Finland just a point behind them thanks to Raikkonen's 2-point bonus for fastest lap there. Italy lines in P5 on 11. Then it's the two European teams of Spain and Belgium tied on 10 points. And then Netherlands, Mexico, France and Australia yet to score yet, but they can have their chance right now in the sprint race, which will be tomorrow, guys. Same place, same time, guys, on the channel. Make sure if you've enjoyed this video to slap a like on this. Leave a comment as well for your favourite part of the race and what you want improving on the series, guys, to make it as best as possible. But that is all today, guys, for the first race of the Nations Cup. I shall see you guys tomorrow for the sprint race at Hockenheim. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day, guys. And I shall see you soon for a brand new video. Until then, it's goodbye from me. Take care, guys.